Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another edition of your favorite show, the one, the only Reds View. Of course, I am your gracious host, Jay Red. That is me. And I got my Reds View chain on right here. You see that? Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. The type of emoji you wouldn't understand. Anyway, shout out to Lil Bro for giving me this chain, man. This is the Reds View piece right here. So we repping the show, the brand. We're repping it all today. Before I begin this video, do me a favor, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. It is going across your screen right here, youtube.com/redsview. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to discuss with these things that are going on. Thank you for everybody who has commented, liked, and subscribed from the last couple of videos I did. We had a real good show last week. If you have not, make sure again that you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/redsview. We do this each and every week, Tuesday nights between 8 and 8:30. And man, we have a blast. I also encourage you to chime in the comments. All the live comments, I like to show them so we can have a conversational style piece. I like you to chime in on everything that we got going on. So make sure I'm going to pull up your comment as soon as I see it, if I can, and we can chime it up. Be interactive. That's what this stage is for. Now, of course, we have a lot to talk about. Like I said, man, it's a lot of fugazi stuff going on, a lot of BS and a lot of stuff that makes me ask, who raised y'all? It's a lot of questions that I have, and it all has to stem from Drake. This Drake versus Kendrick battle is like 8 months ago, I want to say now. It's been 8 months since this battle ended. Now, it started March of last year, but it's like when you think that the dust has settled and you think it's a wrap, Kendrick does something or Drake does something. Now, unfortunately, Drake has been spiraling. Kendrick has been excelling. Drake has been spiraling. And the reason I'm saying Drake has been spiraling because his yes man and his mouthpiece, which is DJ Akademiks, has ran his mouth, and this time he's ran under fire. He's under fire from other personalities in the media, from the hip hop culture. Now, of course, everybody say, man, we got to kick Akademiks out the culture. We got to move him out. We got to move him out. We say that all the time, but he always ends up being in the comments, in the videos that we make and everything like that. But this time, I have a question. When it comes to Akademiks. Will LeBron James sue Akademiks? Will LeBron James sue Akademiks? Now, why am I asking, will he sue him? Now, since we're talking about suing, I mean, Drake has a lawsuit going on, right? And I think it's BS. It's a lot of things that I've been thinking is BS when it comes to Drake. But with this whole thing, man, this stems from, I don't know if you've been hiding under a rock, but this all stems from the Drake Fighting Irish freestyle. I covered that last week. And since that has happened, everybody gave their 2 cents, gave their comments and all this other stuff, right? But the grand of them all, DJ Akademiks, has something to say about it, ladies and gentlemen. And what he said really rattled a lot of cages. It made a lot of adult men not respect Akademiks, even though they already don't. But, you know, Akademiks is known to troll, but this one right here is very detrimental to him. But I think he thrives off of this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because if he didn't do the stuff that he's doing, I wouldn't be talking about this. You wouldn't be tuned into this video right now. But ever since Drake released that Fighting Irish freestyle, there's been a lot of controversy in it. And Drake alleged that LeBron James, his image could be ruined. He kind of put some sprinkles in there of tarnishing LeBron James' image. Now, of course, we know LeBron to be a family man. We know him to be a great father. We've known him to be squeaky clean when it comes to mess inside the NBA, mess outside of the NBA too. He is who people glorify and look at as a proud, not only father, but black father. You haven't heard of any scandals with him. You haven't heard about him being at type of like those Diddy parties. He just been has a squeaky clean public image for the most part. Now, some of y'all and some people don't agree with his politics, his views and stance on politics and his political beliefs. But besides that, he pretty much has a squeaky clean image. Beautiful wife, been with his wife since high school. She's been down with him. They have 3 children. including Bronny James. Both of his sons play basketball. One of them is in the G League, right? He made history for being the first father and son in the NBA on the same team, right? Beautiful daughter, all of that. So since LeBron James has been in support of Kendrick Lamar's music, which LeBron is a fan of everything. LeBron is a fan of music, just like I'm a fan of music, just like you're a fan of music. But what seems to have triggered Drake to release this Fighting Irish freestyle was LeBron dancing to Man at the Garden. Now, Man at the Garden is this Kendrick Lamar song that is off the hot, sizzling, hot album that just came out, GNX. And Man at the Garden is pretty much saying, I deserve it all. LeBron James looked like he had some liquor in his system and just was rapping along the lyrics. And that seems to have triggered Drake, and he released that Fighting Irish freestyle. So in that, like I said, he was sprinkling some stuff, talking about tarnishing your image and all this other stuff, right? So when it got to Akademiks, Akademiks had to chime in, and he said something so explosive. Like I said, it rattled everybody's cages. And this is fair use, by the way, but I'm going to share you what Akademiks said about LeBron James. All right. This is fair use, by the way. If you want to go check it out on DJ Akademiks' YouTube channel, you can go do that. But Akademiks was talking in response to the Fighting Irish freestyle when it came to Drake. So let's hear what Big Ak had to say about this whole ordeal. Again, this is fair use, fair use, fair use. Listen to this.
He's maybe fans. Like, is he spitting? Yes. Is this at LeBron? Yes. Right? Which, by the way, I completely get that angle too. News flash for LeBron. Yo, LeBron, I talked to enough whores in Canada. I've talked to enough people. Maybe Drake will keep teasing it. Let me just tell you what I've heard. Yo, LeBron, you and Drake used to go on two mans.
Two mans. Yo, LeBron, you and Drake used to go on two mans. Now, what is a two man exactly? Let's hear what Big Ak has to say about that.
Okay? You've been cheating on your goddamn wife. Drake used to facilitate the host. And basically, essentially, you can't dance to a song about him being a pedophile.
Okay. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. Let's hear what Big Ak had to say again. We got to hear one more time.
In Canada, I've talked to enough people. Maybe Drake will keep teasing it. Let me just tell you what I've heard. Yo, LeBron, you and Drake used to go on two mans. Okay? You've been cheating on your goddamn wife. Drake used to facilitate the host. And basically, essentially, you can't dance to a song about him being a pedophile. He used to supply you with the bitches. I'm sorry, my nigga. Yes, if I'm Drake, I snitch on you too.
Okay. So we're going to leave it right there, okay? Akademiks says that Drake facilitated the women that LeBron engaged and had sex with cheating on Savannah. The first word that came into mind, right? Even if this is true, first off, this is lame as hell for a DJ Akademiks. No, at no point should you involve yourself in another man's marriage. You cannot like LeBron, but if LeBron hasn't done anything directly to you, why would you want to tarnish his image? See, Drake alluded to it because the root of it is Drake. I'm going to get back to Aubrey in a minute. But for you Akademiks to be Drake's mouthpiece, you've done nothing but further solidify Drake as the lame that he is, as the cornball that he is. We know you're corny, but Drake, if you've been trying to help Drake, this has been the completely wrong way to go about this. You're trying to tarnish an image of a black man, an upstanding black man who has no scandals. We haven't heard about him cheating on his wife. I don't care if you saw LeBron cheating on his wife. Putting it out there to try to mess up his marriage is beyond not being a man. Like, that's gossip, it's messy, and it just makes me wonder, who raised you? Did you grow up with your father in your life? Even if you didn't, did you grow up in a neighborhood and grow up around OGs? And like, that's not something you do as a man. I'm talking to my fellas right here. If you support this, now I understand some of y'all feel like Drake might have won the battle, which is delusional. Some of you, but feel free to feel who you like, man. If you like Kendrick Lamar over Drake, cool. If you like Drake over Kendrick Lamar, cool. If you don't like listening to Kendrick Lamar, you feel like he's trash, that's all fine and dandy. But anybody who supports what Akademiks did and what Drake is doing by trying to put LeBron out there, by trying to damage his image, not by saying that he's not a good basketball player anymore, whatever. What do? You attack this man's family. Something people die over, people will go to jail over. And you're trying to blow up his spot. That man has a family, a successful family. He has children. 2 of them ain't even grown yet. But you're putting that out there when nothing else has leaked. But you as a man, a grown man getting on this internet, willingly putting it out there. Now, the only thing I'll say is Drake never deliberately said that, but he's just as corny and lame as DJ Akademiks is. This is a very bad look. This is a very bad look. It's very detrimental to Drake and his brand. And it further solidifies what Kendrick Lamar has been saying about Drake. And see, this is the thing too. You're saying that Drake facilitated the hoes. He got the women to have sex with LeBron. Isn't that sex trafficking? When LeBron goes to Canada, Drake is facilitating having the women go up there and engage in sexual conduct. You know what I'm saying? Sexual activities, matter of fact. Isn't that like all this Diddy stuff is going on right now? Is that safe, Akademiks, to say that Drake has been doing all that? And then my thing is Drake obviously has to be okay with it because he hadn't done anything to try to scram this out. He hadn't done anything to try to wipe this out. He's just letting it go. So it seems to me that he told Akademiks this, and Akademiks can try to deny it all he wants. But it seems like Drake put that out there, that narrative, been talking to Akademiks and gave him that info. Because Ak is talking about some, yeah, I've heard from people from Canada. No, you heard from Drake. You heard from Drake. Because if I was doing that for LeBron, I wouldn't say anything. So you want to attack this man's image on that level? That's the lamest thing you can do, fellas. If you don't like a man, you know what I'm saying, unless he did something detrimental to you, threatened your kids, did something to your mom, or whatever the case may be, okay, that's all grounds for that. But all LeBron did or has done was dance to a song. It did call you a PDF file, right? And I'm not faulting Drake for feeling a certain type of way about that. If Drake wants to express himself going against somebody that doesn't rap, hey man, I still think it's corny, but I don't look at you as quote unquote less than a man. But if you want to tarnish this man's image by throwing out what y'all did behind closed doors to make this man break up his family for his wife to leave him, that is like, bro, I like every time I think Drake is at the bottom, it gets worse. He's in the pits of hell at this point because the lawsuit was one thing, but bro, this trying to see because you can't do it to Kendrick Lamar. You can't do it to him. He's already up. There's nothing you can do to damage him because you tried that with Whitney. You tried bringing that up. You know what I'm saying? We've known for you to engage in sexual encounters with different women, dudes, women, you know what I'm saying? Dudes, girlfriends and stuff like that. But LeBron, I know that was your friend. And I know you feel betrayed. You feel like you can't trust nobody, whatever the case, but this ain't the thing to do. This ain't the thing to do. Shout out to Bryce Lee. Is it Bryce? Bryce Lenny? Why would LeBron sue? Okay, bro, you sound crazy. How do I sound crazy? Why would I sue? I mean, why would LeBron sue? LeBron can sue for defamation of character. What you mean? Why would he sue? The reason I'm talking about him suing is because that's defamation. You're throwing that out there. And see, I think he's a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Why would Jay-Z, you remember Jay-Z had said that he didn't sue Jaguar White because she don't have anything. But LeBron could sue Akademiks. I know he's not nowhere near as rich as LeBron, but I'm saying like you putting that out there questions people. People could try to write books off of this stuff, and you're trying to tarnish my brand, my perfect squeaky clean image. So LeBron James, should he sue DJ Akademiks for this? Because that's what I was hearing Charlamagne talk about. I heard different people talk about this. Akademiks, you're going so hard for Drake, and what do you get in return? Are the views worth it? Is the clickbait worth it to get money taken away from you? Do y'all remember Cardi B sued Tasha K for spreading lies and rumors that she had herpes? You remember that? She was doing different, and she had a cease and desist order, but Tasha K kept putting the rumor out there saying Cardi B slept with this person, that person, whatever the case may be. And Cardi sued her and won. Tasha K still owes that woman money. So Akademiks has to realize the situation that he's putting himself in to where he could be wiped from his riches if he's not careful. Throwing that type of stuff out. Now, I don't know if LeBron is going to do it, but I wouldn't be mad if LeBron did do that. See, LeBron ain't in no rap battle. All LeBron did on the surface was upset his friend because he supported another artist. That's all he did. In case it's something I don't know that happened behind the scenes, but from surface level, it looks like LeBron chose a side and went with the winner. So is that enough? Just because he's rapping along to the songs, enjoying the album, and keep in mind, this is something he does for everybody's album, right? And I get Drake is offended by it. Him showing to the pop-out concert, showing overwhelmingly support for Kendrick Lamar, dancing to a song that calls you a PDF file. I understand the frustration, but is it worth putting academics at risk, putting yourself at risk? Because what if research is done and academics rat you out and say that that's how you got the information? Is that worth it? You want LeBron James, somebody that you have tattooed on your body, to feel the same pain as you're feeling right now. So the best way to do that, because you can't beat him on the court, what you gonna do? Play a basketball game with him? You gonna play 21? Can't do that. So what can I do? I'm gonna talk about another man's marriage. And again, this is all allegedly. Some of this probably didn't happen. I don't know, but I'm saying in the event that it did happen, why would you want to destroy that? Because I'm not just thinking about LeBron, I'm thinking about his children. His children. You talking about our sons used to, like, you checked on my son like a pediatrician and everything. I'm like, damn, did LeBron do anything to Adonis? Did he do anything to that? And find other ways. Diss him in a song, but to go about this way, it's like it's crazy. But like I said, going back to Akademiks, this is the lamest thing you could do. And I feel like you know this. I feel like you know this. I think that you got full of yourself and you knew throwing this out there was going to get the clicks and views that you wanted. I hope it's worth it. I hope it's worth it because LeBron ain't nobody to play with, man. Like when it comes to that type of stuff, Akademiks has to realize that, like, he doesn't understand the lines that could be crossed. Maybe he doesn't realize like how big his platform is. I mean, he boasts and brag about it all the time, but you're not just a person on the internet, Act. What you say gravitates towards mainstream radio, mainstream media. Since you big Act and everything like that. But I think it's corny, man. Never should you talk about another man's marriage. Who raised y'all? If you saw a dude cheating on his girl, you gonna go over there and talk like a little bitch, like a little biatch. That's what you're doing, being a little biatch. You say, I don't think Bron even know Act. No, he knows who Act is, Angel. Shout out to Angel. I think he knows who he is. Does he know him on a personal level? Probably not. But yeah, he heard about this because this was on Breakfast Club. This was everywhere. So yes, could there be a lawsuit coming up? I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. See, it's different if Jaguar White has said it. It's different if if I say it. You know what I'm saying? What LeBron gonna sue me for? I ain't got nothing to give him. But he could be petty and say, you know what, Akademiks don't have as much money as me, but I'm gonna make sure he don't have no money, and I'm gonna take his money because that's defamation of character. Shout out to Marcel Shaw, wasting your breath, bro. Teaching a grown ass man how to be a man is wicked. What you say, LeBron should sue, no doubt. Exactly, man. Like that's messed up. And again, he wasn't in no rap battle. All LeBron did on the surface level, in case I've been hiding under a rock, I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what else LeBron did besides dance to Not Like Us, show up to the concert, dance to Man at the Garden at his birthday when somebody was recording him. Let me know what else that he did, because I don't think he deserves this. You said the impact that had on his family. Exactly. I'm thinking about his children. his children, especially since he don't be in mess, all that stuff. But you know, even if y'all did, but like I said, man, like you putting that out there, Drake facilitated it. It goes along the lines of what he's being accused of, not necessarily the PDF file thing, but having women and sex traffic, all this stuff that's going on right now. Do you think that helps Drake? And I don't think that Drake understands that this does nothing but make him look worse. It shows and further proves that you're not a part of our culture. Basically, you got into a roasting match or you got in a fight and got your ass whooped, and now you're trying to pay people to rewrite history, to act like it didn't happen. Bro, you are suffering, you're depressed, and you need to take an extended leave of absence. Come back. I think it's too late personally. I think that Drake has dug himself too much in a hole, and I think he's trying to he's spiraling out. What you say, bro? But Drake didn't say anything. Did you hear Irish freestyle? Did you hear him alluding to all of this? You heard that. You heard that. Ack took it and made the rumor. Ack talked to Drake. The reason Ack even brought this up is because he was breaking down the Fighting Irish freestyle. That's where it came from. This all came from a Drake song. That's why Akademiks talked about this. See, it's not like Akademiks just dug this out his ass. He didn't do that. Akademiks was breaking down the Drake song and then brought this up. That's what happened. So all of y'all, but let me ask y'all this, man. Do y'all support, if this is like, say for instance, let's just figuratively speaking, Drake told Akademiks all of that, right? Ack put it out there. Do you think Drake is corny for telling Akademiks and have him come out and say this? Do you support this? Because I know y'all Aubrey's Angels, you love Drake so much. You think that he didn't lose the battle. You think Family Matters was the best song, even though it wasn't a hit. All of that. But do you stoop down this low and put this out there? Do y'all support this type of behavior? You said, yes, it's pillow talking at its finest. Yeah, and I can't say grown men pillow talking. Man, that's whole shit. Straight up. Even if Ack said it. Exactly. That's whole shit. There's no ifs and buts about it. And if you support it, you own that whole shit. I would hate for you to be my homeboy. Because if I'm over here and we getting women together and all that, you know what I'm saying? And then I make you mad, the first thing you're gonna do is say, well, I'm gonna tell your girlfriend, I'm gonna tell your wife. What kind of man are you? Come on, man. Come on, man. This is these simp beta males out here that don't understand how the game goes and are game goofy, probably raised in a single parent home with their mama, seeing their mama gossip and tell everybody's business. What kind of man is that? Never do you get into another man's marriage. Not unless you see him about to kill his wife or physically assaulting and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But you seen him step out and that's your place to go ahead and say, and for what? Because let me tell you something like this. 9 times out of 10, she ain't gonna leave him anyway. Savannah James ain't finna leave LeBron James. I can tell you that. And first off, how do we even know Savannah didn't know that? We don't know that she's down for that. Like if she was already knowing it, LeBron came and apologized and it's water on the bridge, under the bridge now. Because 9 times out of 10, if a dude didn't cheated on his wife, his girlfriend or whatever, that girl, the woman knows. And she's not going to leave essentially. Not right then. It takes time for it to happen. Let's be real. So at the end of the day, it makes you look like a lame for even saying that. Because now he can say, baby, don't trust him. I ain't like that dude anyway. She well, you know what? I ain't like him either. And they still together, especially when and I'm talking about marriage at this point. You telling someone's wife, someone's husband, they cheated, whatever the case may be, it ain't finna be no thing. Oh, I'm finna up and leave. Marriages, you have to be able to go through the wherewithal with the marriages. They have to work it out because you got to go through divorce court, lawyers, where the children, you got to think about the kids, all that stuff. Y'all know how this goes. So what goal do you accomplish by even doing some stuff like that? I'm engaged, King Floss. Are you married? Do you have a woman? What'd you say? I don't support it, but if Act said it on him, I think LeBron should seek at Act to get him straight. I agree with that. I agree. I mean, because by technicality, Drake didn't say anything. He alluded to it, but Act just flat out just said it. Yeah, he was facilitating. Drake was facilitating. I'm talking about like Act. I'm like, do you think that that made Drake look good too? Drake's supposed to be your guy. Drake is supposed to be your guy, but you made him look bad. You know what I'm saying? Because he already is under fire with the whole, he be, he's a predator and all this other stuff. So you saying he facilitated with all this Diddy stuff that's going on, really? So yeah, I can't get behind that. I think Drake and Akademiks are lame, but yeah, this doesn't help. It doesn't help him. King Floss, answer the question. Do you have a woman? You talking about you married? Like, let me know. And I don't know if you were doing that to be or saying that to be facetious. I'm just trying to see what you were trying to say. but yeah, man. I don't support any of the Aubrey's Angels that support that or agree with DJ Akademiks doing it, because Akademiks was saying that he would do that. Let's listen to some more of what he said. Hold on. Let's listen to more of what he said. Fair use, by the way, fair use.
Sorry, buddy. You can't do that. No. You've been living a lie, and everybody been thinking you're this perfect guy. But when you come to Canada, I know some of the whores. When you come to Canada, you come to certain places. I'm supplying you with the white women you love. You don't even like black chicks. What?
And saying that the man don't like black chicks. Okay.
White women. I'm the guy. So when I bring the tings, and I'm hooking you up, when Kendrick drops a song saying certified lover boy, certified pedo, you're the first one to say, whoa, me and Drake done did some two-mans. He ain't never bring no underage girl. What the fuck is you talking?
All right. Yeah. So that's enough of that. That's enough of that, man. Like, I don't support it. And again, I understand why Drake is upset. He's an artist. He has the right to express himself. Why does he have another man, his friend, tatted on him? I have no idea. That's very weirdo behavior. I'm going to just keep it above. That's moist. But this whole thing with Drake and LeBron, Drake is acting like he's going through a breakup. He's acting like he's going through a breakup. Seriously. Now, he's entitled to feel how he feels, but if you're trying to tarnish his image over this ain't the way to do it. This ain't the way to do it. It's making you look even more weak. You said engaged like you. LeBron's married. What's the difference of what we're talking about? Does that not validate? Am I saying not valid? I said in a marriage, more than likely that person ain't finna leave like that. Right? How many times have you seen somebody found out somebody got cheated on or whatever, and they just instantly got a divorce? Does that happen? Sometimes, but typically they're going to work it out. They're going to go through marriage counseling. I don't have to be married in order to know that's what it is. Just like if I'm seeing a rapper come out, right? The average lifespan of a rapper is like around like 4 years at the most. That, and it's a bunch of rappers that actually come out. I'm talking about the ones who make it big. Does everybody have a long-standing career? No, I don't have to be a rapper in order to know that. You see what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, that doesn't invalidate anything that I said. So anyway, yeah, man, Drake is going out sad. And, this whole thing, Akademiks tries to recreate storylines, and you Drake fans keep trying to rewrite history. Get over it, man. It's 2025. Kendrick is about to perform at the Super Bowl. Kendrick has the wave right now. Let Kendrick's wave go away. Y'all say that Kendrick ain't finna be here for long. Okay, let it go. And Drake will come out. And if you feel like he'll be on top again, so be it. But he's not moving like a god. He's not moving king-like. You say, then we should listen when you are. Then we should listen when you. What are you talking about, King Flaws? I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, man, like I can tell you, man, he's going out sad. And I don't see anything prospering from this. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lawsuit from LeBron goes at Akademiks. If we're doing lawsuits and stuff now, because that's what Drake is doing. But this is the lamest out of everything that has went on, man. This is the lamest thing that Akademiks has done, and the lamest thing that Drake has done. Who raised you? Who raised y'all? And anybody who supports this, who raised you? Were you around any men? Do you get any women? Because I think that's what it is. A lot of y'all, and I'm not talking about the people who are watching, but anybody that supports it, a lot of y'all don't date women, have experience with women, don't know other guys that like do y'all talk about different situations, players, OGs, get game? A lot of y'all just be on the internet talking to women. You don't go out, you don't be with them, you don't understand how they operate. You know what I'm saying? Like I got taught when I was young about how to deal with women, man. It's like I just don't get this new generation of stuff. And I know I look young, but I'm an 80s baby, you know, because that's the first thing y'all do. When y'all disagree with me, you try to discredit me because you think I'm young. But bro, I've been around a long time and I've experienced different women, plenty. I've had plenty of women. And I ain't never do no lame cornball stuff like this. You are lame and you need to get some game. I should do a whole episode dedicated to that because y'all are sad and pathetic out here. But anyway, that's with Akademiks, right? Let's get into another hot topic that's going on right now. Dipset is beefing again. Cameron versus Jim Jones. Jim Jones versus Cameron. Have y'all been seeing what's going on? Man, it is 2025, bro. 2025. How many times are we going to see the Diplomats have inner turmoil with each other? How many times are we going to see the Diplomats, Dipset, have inner turmoil with each other? I'm tired of it. So, in case you've been hiding under a rock, this all started with Jim Jones. Jim Jones appeared on Justin LeBoy. I always call him Justin LA Boy. Justin LeBoy's podcast, and he had some things to say about Cameron and Mace because Justin LeBoy gave a decent. I didn't watch the whole interview, but Justin LeBoy was pretty much asking him what he thought about Mace and Cam reconnecting and stuff. Now, I'm a big Dipset fan. Big Dipset fan. I bought Joel Santana CDs, Jim Jones CDs, Cameron, Hell Rail, J.R. Ryder, 40 Cal. Man, I'm a big Dipset fan. So I'm saying all of this out of love. You know, so anybody that's going to take a clip of this and do whatever with it, you just do that. But I'm letting Cam and Dipset and Jim Jones know that I'm a big fan. All right. So the thing is, man, Jim Jones, I knew that he doesn't like Mace. Jim Jones has been the Dipset muscle, the foot soldier that's going to put hands on somebody. And whoever Cam had a beef with, Jim Jones had a beef with. So we know that Cam and Mace didn't see eye to eye. They were beefing, and they just got back cool a couple of years ago after Mace appeared on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. And he was talking about one of the regrets that he had was that him and Cam got into it. Shortly after that, him and Cam got cool again. And then boom, we got It Is What It Is podcast, which is beautiful to see. Because when I was growing up, by the time Mace made it, it seems like that's when him and Cam weren't really connected like that. So I wasn't there for Murder Mace. I wasn't there for Killer Cam. I was there when Cam made Horse and Carriage and stuff, but Mace, they say he started acting funny and stuff. So the industry, the mainstream industry hasn't seen Cam and Mace be on this level that they're at. It's like Mace did get Cam the deal with and Entertainment. And then after that, Mace took off, and then he ended up being a preacher, came back, all that. So we know that they've been beefing. But anyway, Jim Jones pretty much was just like, you know, shout out to him, but niggas know how I am. Niggas know how I get down. I know stuff about people, blah, 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 blah. And I ain't going to play everything because I don't want to get a copyright strike from Justin LA Boy or Justin LeBoy, right? But Jim Jones had that stuff to say, and Cam posted a picture because him and Mace were on vacation, I guess, from the New Year's and all this other stuff. So, boy, did Cam have something to say to Jim Jones. Now, it hurt as a Dipset fan because this isn't the first time Cam and Mace haven't seen, Cam and Jim Jones haven't seen eye to eye. Hell, Cam and Mace, they were beefing for 20 years before they got it right. But we've seen so many Dipset reunions and all this other stuff, but it hurt my heart to hear Cam play Jim Jones like this. Jim Jones did say some things that I knew Cam is petty and was going to say something back. But let's hear what Cam actually said about Jim Jones. Now, like I said, It's a lot, but this is fair use, by the way. Fair use. I ain't gonna play every single thing, but let's listen in on this.
Didn't know where to stay. You act like niggas on your couch. You was a fan, nigga. You begged us. You are a fan, nigga. A fan. We didn't grow up with you. I am from 140th and Lenox. I am from NFL.
It hurt to hear him say that he's a fan. He's a fan. Okay, all right.
Up the block was 40 Wolves. Lou Simpsons, I'm on 142nd Cross Square. D. Ferg on them at 8th Avenue.
This is fair use, by the way. Cameron, go check out It Is What It Is podcast. This is fair use, just reporting the news.
I don't see you around none of this. Shout out to my nigga, what's the nigga Final Four Billy and them used to, you not from none of that. So you can sit around and act like you've been around all this Harlem shit and everything. You ever see somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you got to keep saying, I'm from Harlem? Niggas from Harlem know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem. So that's first and foremost. All this, yo, niggas was on your couch. You were fanned out and you begged niggas to come to your house.
He's saying that he begged them to come to the house. Oh, God. Okay.
After you heard all these mixtapes. That's how you got in, nigga. You was so cool. And we was like, yo, Jomo's a nice guy. Mace like, yo, I think I'll teach him how to rap. Mace actually taught you how to rap.
And look at Mace. Mace over there. The camera's on Mace. He got the Regal Cinema popcorn. Where did he get that from? I don't know. They not at the movies. But Mace, you know, him and Jim Jones have had some encounters and stuff. But Mace just got that popcorn, just letting it go.
Literally. He taught you how to rap.
Okay. And they played like clips of Jim Jones.
Mace actually showed me. He was the first person to show me how to rap.
Okay, yeah, he got different interviews. That's common knowledge. We know this. All right,
man, nigga, you ain't make none of this up. You was a fan. I put you down because you had a free crib and you was a nice guy. That's how you got down originally.
All right. So this is the thing, man. I don't like the fact that Cam is trying to play Jim. That he's just this fan. He's not from Harlem. I'm confused about this. Now Jimmy ain't from Harlem. Jimmy had a album called Harlem. Jim got a song right now called Harlem. And y'all were repping Harlem, got tattoos of Harlem. And I love Dipset. But now all of a sudden, he ain't from Harlem. His grandma just had a crib there. But I think if he was around and y'all spent time together, and his grandma's crib was there, so he's from the Bronx. That's what they say. He's from the Bronx. He ain't from Harlem. Now he ain't from Harlem. You know what it is, man. I think the problem with Cam, Jim Jones, Mace, Dame Dash, Harlem niggas. They Harlem niggas. If you've noticed, all of them have had gripes and complaints with each other for 20 plus years. Cam and Dame haven't seen eye to eye. Jim Jones and Dame don't like each other. Mace and Cam have beef. I think it's because of where they're from. Harlem are a bunch of flashy dudes. And I'm saying this out of like, I love Cameron, I love Mace, love Dipset, everybody. But what I've seen is that people like Dame and Cam, their egos are so big, they're so flashy that they can't coexist with people for long periods of time. That's what I've noticed. It's like Harlem are like these arrogant, flashy, sedity, diva-like men. Now they hustlers. They go and they get the money. And I'm saying this all due respect. I love y'all. But there's a reason why Dipset couldn't last that long. Because what happened? Jimmy started getting up. Cam started fading away. To this day, they can't even tell you what happened. Now, I think that on both sides, they did stuff was messed up, right? Jim Jones was dead wrong for going on 50 Cent's show back in like 07, 06, 07 when Jimmy was up. Cameron and 50 were beefing at the time. And Jim Jones decided to take his ass on stage just because he was out with We Fly High. He had all the success. And him and Santana, in the midst of them beefing with each other, 50 and Cameron, his soldiers went over there. And you remember shortly after that, that's when Joel Santana's career started going in the tank because Cameron sold his contract to Def Jam, $2 million. Y'all remember that? Santana hadn't put out an album since then. But they've been able to manage and get back together. You know, they got the last time they were together was for that Locks versus battle, which they got slaughtered in, right? But Dipset, they can't coexist. Now, Jimmy and Freak, the only ones who can do it, like Freaky is going to be around everybody. Freaky's around Jimmy, he's around Cam, and Jewels can play both sides. But them Harlem dudes, man, I think it's something about them. And again, in the root of all this, because I forgot, I left this out. 50 Cent was on Cameron's show because Cameron has Talking with Flea. That's another branch of his podcast, right? And he just brought it up. He said, man, you know, and he's laughing about it. How were you able to get Jim Jones and Santana, people that were a part of my squad on my label? How were you able to get them to come on stage with you at that time? And 50 was like, well, I knew basically with, you know, lack of better words, excuse me, Jimmy, his head was big at the time. And he knew that he could manipulate him and say, hey, man, you know you better than Cam, right? And I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he knew, 50 knew. See, 50 is a master manipulator. He knew to get into Jim Jones' head and say, hey, man, well, we like you more than Cam anyway. So Jim Jones like, well, I'm up then. Okay, bet. So that's where, when he talked about it, that's when Jim Jones responded to it on Justin LeBoy's podcast, and all hell broke loose. Now Cameron's going at him again. And this isn't the first time, ladies and gentlemen. The first time that they spoke out about it publicly, because the first when they were beefing with each other, it wasn't a public thing. The last time was when Jim Jones had his ass crying on the radio. Who was he talking to? Was it Funkmaster Flex? I want to say Angie Martinez. It was somebody like that. This happened like probably like 6 years ago or something like that. And he was crying, talking about some, you know, he put it all on the line for Dipset and all this other stuff. And Cam didn't really appreciate him. And then Cam responded, but luckily they got past that. Now I can understand on Jim Jones' side, he went to bat because Mace and Cam were at war with each other, right? I can understand him going so hard for it just to see them kiss and hug on stage. And he's like, man, what? And distancing himself. But man, we tired of it. Get over it, man. Y'all are damn near 50. Y'all about to be 50, I want to say. And it just makes both of y'all look bad. It makes the Dipset camp look terrible because it shows that y'all really ain't really loyal. I saw a meme today that said that Dipset was just a bunch of co-workers that didn't like each other secretly. And it's bad, man. It's bad. Y'all have no unity, but y'all are icons. I love Dipset. But man, it's 2025, bro. Y'all are damn near 50. We ain't trying to see y'all beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand, but I think that on both sides, they look bad. Cam trying to downplay Jim Jones, like Jim Jones really wasn't that guy for Dipset. You were just a fan and all this other stuff. Y'all had camaraderie. Y'all had a brotherhood. You know, I don't know y'all personally, but y'all had respect for each other. But it's like, when you don't see eye to eye, and I think it's because you got cool with Mace, y'all got y'all millions doing y'all podcast, y'all should be able to just coexist. But I think that they have a diva type of mentality, man. That's what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if Cam and Mace get into it in the future. We never know. I hope not. It's been beautiful to see that, but nobody wants to see this, man. We don't want to hear no. And also, let's see some responses, okay? Jim Jones had actually responded with a song. And I'm not going to play the song, but I'm going to look at the lyrics on what he said. Because Jim Jones had actually said, okay, you taught me how to rap, and now I'm platinum, right? Let me see. Where are the lines? Let me see. Where he say niggas play, then remind. He said the song begins as ninjas play with your name, then you remind them who you are. Stop tricking on niggas' freedom. Oh, okay, that's what Cam has said. Where did he say this? All my ninjas do they time. You know my team body. It's been 7 years since I've seen Shotty, because Cam was talking about the whole Shotty 6ix9ine stuff. It's been 7 years since I saw Melly, and now he gonna fly straight because he got our fellies. So what more you want to ask him? It was like, you niggas taught me how to rap, and now I'm platinum. Okay. Now let's see what Mace had to say about this. Okay, Mace had some stuff because he had the popcorn and everything, so he wanted to chime in and give his 2 cents on a podcast, from what I believe. And he said, I think the real issue is that everybody just jumps the gun. People talk without having the information correctly. Me being the person that I am, I can say that none of this would have happened if they would have just spoke. And my reason for eating popcorn is because I try to get y'all together and y'all don't want to talk to each other. There's nothing for me to say. So you got to understand, a person like me, it is my power to get everybody together. It is my power to at least make the attempt, but you can't make people talk. So yeah, man, now, Mace is playing that role because, Mace is a pastor and everything, but it's sad to see, and it's embarrassing to the Dipset camp, embarrassing to the brand, and I don't like to see it go down like that. I don't like how Cam is trying to downplay Jim's significance to Dipset. I don't like how Jim Jones feels and everything like that, but I love them both. I love them both and don't want to see them get into it, all right? So shout out to Dipset, man. Y'all patch that up and keep it together. All right, there's a rumor going around that Kendrick Lamar, K-Dot, is going to appear on the Clipse album. The Clipse have a new album. I think they signed a deal with Def Jam, and I want to say Pharrell is producing it solely. So this will be interesting. And I'm not sure if it's Pharrell and the Neptunes, him and Chad, but there's a rumor because I think there was like a thing with UMG. They had to file some copyrights or whatever, and they saw Kendrick's name, I want to say, and I'm paraphrasing what happens, but boy, oh boy, will that be something to hear. Now, to be fair, this isn't, I don't look at it as a teaming up on Drake thing. Pusha T, even though he's beef with Drake, him and Kendrick have collabed before. And it was a dope record. What was that record called? Oh, I can't remember. It was talking about coke, though. You know what I'm saying? Cocaine and all that stuff. But it was a good, they have some good collaborations. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the Clipse album. We hadn't heard a Clipse album in years. Malice, is he still going by No Malice? I'm not sure. I know he was, turned his life around and stuff like that, but glad to see them back together. I don't think this is going to be a Drake diss. I don't personally want to see Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar, both who won their battles with Drake. Kendrick was way tougher, right? But I don't want to see them team up on Drake or throw any subliminals at Drake. Leave that for Drake. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to be doing that. But it's interesting to see Drake's ops collab on a song together. That's going to be crazy. But it's a Clipse album. It's not a Pusha T album. So I look forward to hearing that. Now, let's talk about this real quick. LiAngelo Ball signs an $8 million deal to Def Jam from one song. He signed an $8 million. I saw something that said $13 million. A $13 million deal from one song. The reason I said from one song is because he goes by Jello. Ain't that his rap name? And it's a dope song. Tweaker. Tweaker's been going crazy in these streets, man. Crazy on the internet. I think it had an opening day of like 94,000 units sold, and it's doing good. I think it charted and everything like that. I know on the Spotify charts it did. And it's a nostalgic song. And I think that's the generation. I mean, that's the direction that the Generation Y, not generation. What am I saying? Generation Z. I'm Generation Y. But it seems like that's the angle that Generation Z is going in, sampling records. But this isn't a sample. This is just sounding like the early 2000s rap, late 90s, early 2000s, Cash Money, Nelly, Bone Thugs type of flow. You know what I'm saying? And I really do like it. But I had to question this whole Def Jam signing because Def Jam didn't release a statement. LiAngelo Ball didn't release a statement. Hell, LeVar Ball didn't release a statement. It was just a rumor that was floating around. And I call cap. I'm not hating on the man. If he gets a record deal, shout out to him, right? I just don't see a label like Def Jam putting that much money behind somebody that is not a rapper, somebody that's transitioning into being a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Now, it could have been a thing to where somebody alluded to this. They said that maybe he already had signed a deal and Def Jam helped that song go viral. You know what I'm saying? And then they announced the deal later. But it's hard to convince me that he got an $8 million deal based off of the success of that one song, let alone that 13 million. The song hadn't been out for that long, and they just quit. Oh, that's a hit right there. Let me sign a deal real quick. and they said something about he's going to own all his masters. It just seems like it's too good to be true from somebody that isn't a rapper. He's an NBA player, but I don't see them giving that much money to invest into, especially with the streaming and everything, but to invest into him off of one song. I could see if he put out an EP and the EP was successful independently. I know he's supposed to be performing at Rolling Loud, right? But I don't see a viral song just now being released as a single, a major label coming to you with a bag of $8 million and saying that you can own your masters. That song ain't finna be around forever. I think it's just a hot song that's hot for right now. I don't see it being like a Not Like Us being played until next year. You know what I'm saying? Or going into next year. I just think it's a dope, hot song. I could see if he had multiple songs that it came out. They said, man, this man's a real hit maker. Let's break bread and make some money with him. I don't see this. I call cap. Again, I'm not hating if it is true and it's $8 million. Hey, man, knock yourself out. But I don't think also just the big thing is because Def Jam never released a statement. I saw people were talking about it. It made its way to Breakfast Club and they were just spreading that info. But that is too much money to be invested in somebody. Like, what's the return on that? You know what I'm saying? A label ain't gonna put that out and let you keep your masters. Like, come on. I just don't see that. I don't see it. And the last thing I do want to cover is Fat Joe. All right. So Fat Joe quits being the host of the BET Hip Hop Awards. All right, let's look at what happened with Fat Joe. Let me pull that article up. And shout out to everybody in the room, man. If you have not already, make sure you do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/RedsView. We're having a good time up here. And you can tune in each and every week, 8 o'clock or 8:30, and it goes down. So let's look at Fat Joe. So y'all know earlier this week, or last week, I made a video and we was talking about Fat Joe, talking about FBAs and all that, right? Foundation of Black Americans. So you know that each year lately, like the last 2 or 3 years, Fat Joe's been hosting the BET Hip Hop Awards. We know Fat Joe came under fire for saying some messed up stuff and degrading stuff about Foundation of Black Americans. So let's look at what happened. Fat Joe out at BET Awards after pressure from Foundation of Black Americans. All right. So it says last month, Joe, who's Puerto Rican and Cuban, got on Math Hoffa's podcast and claimed that Latin Americans' contributions to early hip hop were equal to that of Foundation of Black Americans, calling it a 50-50 split. That pissed off some black people. One of them, Q Parker, started a petition to remove Joe from the culture. And you see what happened. He resigned. He made a announcement that he actually resigned from the BET Hip Hop Awards. And everybody knows what it is. It's because of the pressure from Foundation of Black Americans. Picture this. He pissed off a lot of us, right? The BET Hip Hop Awards are typically held in Atlanta. I think last year may have been Miami. But since that's a Foundation of Black American show, they're going to be FBAs out there at the audience. How will it look for Fat Joe saying the disparaging things that he said about the disparaging things that he said about Foundation of Black Americans? How will it look when he appears at the BET Hip Hop Awards as a host? After he didn't say that it's a 50-50 split, he's been getting by the skin of his teeth. But since he said that, I don't even want to play the video again, but he called us broke. He called us broke, man. These broke niggas, all this, you know what I'm saying? Using the N-word. He's been using it his whole career, but everything happens for a reason. All things come to the light. Every dog has his day. And I like Fat Joe's music, man. I grew up listening to Fat Joe. I respect Fat Joe as an artist, but what he said about us that was very disparaging, it is what it is. And it all came from you, Foundation of Black Americans. We got together, got on that web and went in on Fat Joe. I didn't know it was a petition to have him removed from the culture, but I don't understand. Everybody can sign it. So if everybody signs it, how can you remove him from the culture? Especially he didn't benefited off of it for so many years. But he's saying that, yeah, man, you know, I just decided to let 2 Chainz do it. No. You know that Black Entertainment Television, you taking your ass up there and call yourself hosting the award show, man, he probably would have got booed, or it wouldn't have been a good look. You know what I'm saying? It's the block is hot for Fat Joe right now. I don't think he understood what he did or how powerful the FBC. A lot of people think FBA is just a group that's on social media. No, what they used to call us, which is African American, that's FBA, right? We just delineated. We've been delineated, but we're actually calling out what we are, our lineage to America. We are Americans. We're the first Americans. There wouldn't be an America without us. Don't let me get to preaching. But Fat Joe thought that this is just a group that he called a hate group online, and all they do is just talk online. No, man. We put pressure on you. We had the determining factor. Well, I ain't gonna say the determining factor, but we're the reason that somebody didn't win the presidential election. The Democrats had to crash and burn. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that we voted for Trump. I'm just saying that if you don't give tangibles, you ain't talk about reparations, you don't get a vote. The foundational Black American community is 43 million of us in America, probably more, right? They just say 43 million on the census and all this other stuff, but we're powerful people, man. And it's not just regular people. 50 Cent is a foundational Black American. Jay-Z, Lil Wayne. That's hip hop is foundational Black American culture. So you can't say and spread lies and say that it was created 50-50 for one. And you can't dig out your ass and say that we're broke and all this other and say disparaging things and expect to host our award show. Black entertainment television. Fat Joe is not Black. He's Cuban and Puerto Rican. Does he have African ancestry? I'm quite sure he does. A lot of Puerto Ricans have that. A lot of Cubans have that. But I saw something that said that he classified himself as white. He sure did. So, Fat Joe, this is a message to you. Know who you're talking to next time. You know the reason that you stopped the BET Awards and you dropped out of that position is because the block is hot. You didn't want to risk getting booed on that stage. You didn't want that. Somebody probably suggested it to you, or because every time that you look on his social media right now, you can go into the comments. Go in the comments, and it's some foundational Black American going in on him. Somebody is. So yeah, man. Yeah, he deserved that. He got what he got coming. But man, we had a real good time tonight. We had a real good time chiming. Thank you, everybody who chimed in on this discussion, all the comments that we had. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if this is your first time here. We're, like I said, each and every week we're on Resview. We do a live show, and we also do tape shows. I have interviews that you can go check out from notable artists as well. And shout out to everybody who shares the videos. Share this video too as well. The more, and hit the like button, y'all. If you have not already, hit that like button. Hit that like button so we can help the track. That helps the traction out, you know. So make sure that you do that. Let me see. We were live on Facebook. But yeah, man, I had a real good time with y'all, man. If you have not already, make sure that you follow me on all social media platforms right here at JAYR3D. At JAYR3D. Well, I would say TikTok, but TikTok about to go away, man. Ain't it like gonna be on January 16th, 19th, something like that. But yeah, TikTok about to go away. But follow me on Instagram at JAYR3D. And next week I'll be DJing, so I'll tell you where I'm gonna be at if you're in the A in Atlanta and all this other stuff, man. And what I want to say is I hope everybody has a good year. 2025, this is the start. Create your vision board, man. Create your vision board. I encourage everybody to do that because when you create that vision board, you're able to see it, you're able to pinpoint it, and you're able to believe in it, and it can come true. You know, I'm speaking about that from experience. Create a vision board, man. Anything that you wanted to do, any goals that you wanted to reach, any financial goals, health goals, anything like that, any dreams you want to chase, make a vision board, man. You know, I was one of the people, I ain't finna do that. But man, when you take the time and say, this is what I want to accomplish, this is what I want to do, you put that in the vision board. I have it on my lock screen, so I see it every time I look at my phone. And it really helps. I hope everybody has a prosperous year. 2025, we're going to go out with a bang. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, follow me everywhere. This is J Red Resview, and I'm signing out. See you on the next episode.